Okay. We are here. And we are live. We are here joined by Allan Roberts. He's with us in one piece.
Yes, context. Please go back if you can and listen to episode 92. Did you say, Daniel?
Yep, 92. And then I think I said it was 126.
126, yeah. So a couple of very good episodes that our new listeners may not have listened to about the life of Allan Roberts.
We're just going to wait 3 hours and now you're back. So the third episode.
But before we get on to what we spoke about in this episode, very inspiring episode, but this episode is brought to you by Kahuna Golf. I'm wearing the hat right now. Kahuna Golf, look good, feel good, play good.
Yeah, just keep those wrists straight.
I was going to send you feedback. You put up a swing the other day.
Yeah.
Arm bent and your club went above your head, but we'll talk.
For what? Drive?
Drive, yeah.
Ooh.
But you've been pretty decent with your drive,
Yeah,
eh?
I've been going.
It's only because
did
you're
it
wearing
280
Kahuna.
yesterday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Downhill.
At June, yeah. There was a little bit downhill.
Did it land on the road?
It landed on the path. No. 280 downhill and then 240 and 250 before that.
On what? At Joondalup.
At Joondalup on June's. Yeah, June's still up.
June's still up. Yeah,
But
cool.
I was wearing my Kahuna Golf, so that's why I could hit it well.
Yes, he just ran an Ironman, I think, or did the Ironman
nice.
last week. So, James, but
We're just rubbing it into Robbo.
Yes,
Use your wrist, run an Ironman.
poor buddy. But get on board. Hard yarn.
Hard yarn discount.
Hard yarn is the discount code word for all of our sponsors. This episode's also brought by Goat Tape. Goat Tape helps you breathe easier, helps you recover better. We'll be using them, wearing them during the run on Saturday.
Yeah.
Again, rubbing it in. Sorry.
Should we ask Goat to bring some spares to hand out?
Yep, I will as well, and he's going to rock up to show people how to do it properly to
Nice.
put it on. They don't.
Yeah, mine's always sideways.
Yeah, discount code Hard Yarn, but definitely get involved. I have been waking up. There's a notable difference if I forget to put it on before I go to sleep. The way I wake up that night, I feel 10 times better in the morning. So
I've been smashing my feed as well. My
Yeah,
beef
how
liver
good is
I've
it,
been
man?
hooking. Yeah, I sprinkled it in some bone broth and I chucked it on my bacon and eggs as well.
oh,
Yeah.
classic.
So, yeah. All from real animals that are, grass fed. So you're getting all the good complex vitamins and minerals and all the good stuff. Yeah, I've been having 4 of each a day. So I'm feeling good, but that's in conjunction with no Dexies, no booze, and no drugs.
Mate, you're looking actually incredible.
I've got
I even noticed it. Look on the side.
no bags.
Nah,
Oh,
this.
on my chin.
The chin, yeah.
Fuck.
I can see it from the side.
Oh.
Good, right.
Because
and
I'm
this
having a drink this Sunday singles.
Yeah, so this episode is also brought to you by alltradescover.com.au. All Trades, we give them a bit of a plug actually through there, through the episode.
But I don't know if they can cover
Yes,
motorbikes.
correct.
But we can check. If your job is building motorbikes, I'm not sure about riding, but you can always cross-check at alltradescover.com.au.
And if you've already got some sort of insurance, please just hit them up and see if they can be competitive, because if they are, then it helps us out. So hit up alltradescover.com.au. But today we were joined by returning guest, Allan Roberts. We talked a lot of things. We gave a brief summary of your background, the Dakar Rally and a few things. But what else did we talk about?
We delved into my latest adventure.
With a hospital bed.
Adventure in air quotes.
Yeah.
A hospital experience that I'm still probably a third of the way through
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
journey. It's taking a while.
Yeah. So it's head on.
Biggest one of my life.
Yeah. So with all the challenges and things you've faced over the years, this is the biggest one.
Yeah.
Bit of a head-on.
And a bit of an explicit warning, I guess, if you're queasy.
Yeah.
If you're watching this as well online, his leg's fucked.
Yeah.
So if you're queasy, maybe just fucking fast forward when we start getting into detail about the injuries.
Yeah. Motorbike accidents are never fun. No. And this one definitely made me feel a little uneasy at times. So, yeah, listener discretion.
Yeah.
There's some confronting moments.
Yeah,
but, mate, fuck. Well, as always, so easy to listen to. Listeners love you.
It's been a pleasure.
Going for a motorbike ride, had to have the hard way home
Hey, oi.
in a chopper.
Oh, perfect. Thanks. Well, let's.
You still got books for sale?
Yeah, still got
yeah.
books, and that's another shout out. Perhaps one thing, I've got loads of time off. I've thought about doing the circuit again. So if anyone wants a guest speaker at an event for free,
Well,
Nice.
I speak, but it'll be about whatever, my journey, my round the world journey, Dakar. But I always make my book for sale
Yep.
at the event at the end of it. That's
Nice.
where I can make some money.
which it's
out of it.
called.
The Hard Way Home.
Perfect. And I have just had a meeting with someone about an event and being a public speaker at my event that I want to run next year. And that's a subtle little,
Nice.
that's an easy little,
Universe
that's
reminder.
the universe fucking lining things up. So
There we go.
awesome.
Let's get healed.
Let's get the hard way home.
Welcome to Hard Yarns Podcast.
I am fucking fat.
Anything Chris White says, please disregard it.
5D is actually a state of being. It's a unity consciousness.
That was Hard Yarns with me, Frankie Rose. So I'm going to throw it over to your co-host.
Daniel Shelby.
And Cameron Brand.
I would do this and then I'd gong.
Free in attendance for the millions listening at home. Let's get hard.
Recording. Sweet. Welcome back, old son.
Yeah.
Viewer discretion is advised before you see his hideous face from his accident.
I do recommend, and we'll probably say this at the start in the preamble, go back and listen to the
Allan Roberts, number 97 or 94?
Could be. It's pretty.
96.
96.
Or 126. Oh,
Yeah, there's a couple.
Yeah.
There's a couple pretty early days. So go back and listen to them because they're elite, where we sort of go through your story traveling around the world on a motorbike. But maybe for the new listeners, of which there's a fuck ton, give a quick brief rundown of who you are and why we love you so much.
Well, the second part I'm not too sure, but I'm Allan Roberts, or most people call me Robbo. Mm-hmm. Except I guess no one calls me Allan actually. But I like to travel. I rode a motorbike around the world a long time ago now for 899 days. Lived in a tent, loads of adventures, crossed 69, 70 countries, I think, 100,000 Ks. I've done the Dakar Rally in South America, another life goal achievement. I've spent a bit of a lifetime chasing goals and dreams. Become a helicopter pilot.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, and what was the fisherman?
Tuna fish,
Oh,
tuna
yeah,
cowboy.
Yeah, you're cutting tuna cowboy. Is that what-
Yeah, the tuna cowboys down in Port Lincoln. Did that for a season and
What's that involve again from memory? That's cutting sharks out of
yeah,
nets, is
just looking after the tuna, getting sharks out of nets and
it?
Yeah.
Shark wrestler.
By hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, I guess that
Do you still have your passport? Your green one, allegedly?
allegedly
Yeah.
somewhere, but it's expired.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
It would still work in Africa.
It's just a prop.
It would still work in Africa.
But-
Number 92 is the first one. So,
Oh, is it? Yeah, good stuff. Go back and have a listen. Great story. Thanks for coming on, mate. We'll touch on some other stuff that you've done in the past, but look, maybe let's.
we got another story.
Yes.
So, this man, if you listen to number 92, shattered your elbow, broke your arm,
Broke
jumping through a ring of fire.
I had my 6th operation on it last December, actually.
Oh, you got the nerves deadened?
Yeah, I've got the funny bone nerve they took from in the groove,
Yeah.
and they've moved it around the corner.
Just so you stop.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
they moved it around there about 3 or 4 years ago. But I
You're
guess
starting to look like fucking Frankenstein, cunt.
well, that was the only scar besides an obvious scar. But
The heart.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been damaged more times than you can poke a stick at.
Yeah. What's the go with Dakar? Are those aspirations done?
They are. I'd love to do it again, but it would take I've even thought once I shared the story of today, but I've even thought about maybe that could be a goal to come back to that point. But
To bring you back, like something to drive you.
So it's on in a month, but maybe 2026. So it's 13 months away, which would be a great
Recovery.
story, great recovery,
Yeah.
great drive. I'd love to do it again, but again, I'd need
And again, for listeners who are new and don't know what the Dakar Rally is, can you explain what the Dakar Rally is?
So Dakar, it was a race, used to be called, the people know it as the Paris to Dakar. It started in 1978, Paris to Dakar in Senegal, 2 weeks. And then moving forward to about 2008, it shifted to South America and become they dropped the Paris, become the Dakar. A lot of people might have heard of Toby Price. He become infamous at it. That's his thing. He's won it a couple of times, but it's the most grueling, hardest race on earth. 2 weeks, 9,000 kilometres. Now it's in Saudi Arabia.
So it's basically...
Where did you... Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right, yeah.
I did it in South America.
That's right.
Across Argentina, Bolivia, Chile. I out 178 that started, 188 started, 78 finished, and I come 39th.
It's like Squid Games.
And you just rocked up. Yours was just by chance, was from memory.
No, I did. I do remember that story. You got to qualify. So I'd raced in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, that's the one.
Qualified,
Yeah.
got in, and the big catch is that people don't realise it cost me $125,000 to do that race, and I did it on a shoestring.
Was that your ex's name, Dakar?
Don't worry. I could have done it 4 times with what I paid her. I could have had a lot of things for what I paid her.
Yeah, right. So I guess so it's just riding a bit of a different sort of motorbike, like a motocross bike through the desert for 2 weeks.
They call it a rally bike. It's a little bit bigger, more stable, carries more fuel. You've got nav equipment, so it's you got to read a map. It's orienteering on a motorbike at warp speed. It's like texting at 160 kilometres an hour
It's easy
on a
to do.
motorbike. Yeah.
Are you allowed to use Google Maps?
No.
It has to be just a hand map?
Yep. It's a hand map with
Really?
written instructions, all in French.
How did you translate? Or are you just like, oh,
No, it's all pictures like an arrow straight on, or when you hit this heading, you learn to know the few words.
Okay.
right.
Like sable is like sand, lots of sand.
Wow.
But you're looking where you're going.
Yeah.
But it's more of the reason I finished 39th, like there's a million more better motorbike riders than me, but it's a lot of it's up here. 900, anything from 6 to 1,000 kilometre stages a day.
Yeah.
And it's all about getting you and the bike to the end of the day. So
And you had heaps of practice from just driving around Africa
Yeah.
and having to read
somewhat,
African
yeah,
maps.
It's all
Your ass was well
Well,
padded and
yeah.
into it.
You don't see many young, some of these motocross riders, different breed of people, but they're superheroes when it comes to their thing. But you don't see many young guys. You need a head on your shoulders doing the Dakar. Once they hit 27, 8, 9, that's when they start to become good at it. But I still believe it doesn't matter. If I had to come 78th, I couldn't give a shit. It's about finishing it. I've got the finishing medal at home.
Yeah.
They're rarer than Olympic gold.
Really? Wow.
Worth 0 compared to Olympic gold, but there's not many of them in Australia.
Yeah.
Well, Toby Price has got the big trophy, of course, but it's
So how many people have finished, Australians have finished?
Without
On a rough guess.
I would say let's say a dozen to 15.
Wow.
Over the years, without taking
15 out of 28 million people
and over
years.
46 years.
That's
Been
insane.
running. So like Toby Price has finished it several times, Chucky Sanders several times, but as for individuals that have done it, let's say 20 perhaps, that it might have finished it.
That's awesome.
It'd be physically demanding as well. Like,
It's brutal.
What do you go through with water and that a day?
So compulsory 3 litres on your back, compulsory 3 litres on the bike in case you have an accident, and you've got to undo it and put the tube out of your camel just to survive.
Yeah.
People die. A guy died the year I did it.
Wow.
Unfortunately, people die.
Especially in that environment, you'd expect.
Well, yeah, it's hot, it's deserts, it's remote, but the safety's quite good. But yeah, you're on the bike all day. You got to stop, compulsory stop to refuel. The bike's halfway, so you get a chance to replenish your water, take in some food, some snacks, some energy, and then at night it's a full-time job. You pull into the pits, into the camp, and it's not only I had a mechanic. I employed a Dutch team. I joined a Dutch team, and they fixed the bike. But then it was all about me to get food, forcing food in you, and because you're full of adrenaline, and it's hard to force food into yourself. You're just eating stuff that should be nice, but it's not, and it's you got a lot of acid, and you feel like throwing up all the time because the body doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, right.
And then you might get to bed at midnight because it takes all time to do this, and then you're up at 4 a.m.
For 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks. Yeah, it's brutal. It is a true test. Yeah.
Is there rules about what you're allowed to do to the bike and who can touch it and who can work on it, or is it just
so
keep
anyone
your 3 litres and then you're off?
during the stage? You can work on your bike. When I had a few issues that I fixed myself, but also any other rider or car or anything can pull up and
help
out.
Does that happen, or is it a competition?
All the time. People are amazing. Anytime I'd come across guys falling off just in states of disrepair on the ground, moaning and groaning, and you'd pull up. It's first thing first to look after.
Oh, fucking up. You'd hope so. Not like, see you come.
You'd be going along in a riverbed or something, and you'd come around a corner and here's a chopper landed and there's a triage team around that guy, and then you'd go along. I come around the corner once and there's this guy in the middle of the track, and because I'd seen him, I managed to slow, and then I hit this slight bump about this high just before, and I thought, I bet he's hit that. And then I'm there and I'm saying, you all right? And I'm picking his bike up and he's there moaning, and I'm giving him some water, and he's starting to able to talk. It's all Italians, Europeans, Spanish, so he's speaking in Spanish, and next minute all I heard from behind is this guy come around the corner. He didn't see us, and he's just full noise. He's hit the same bump. Now he's going,
oh, no.
All right, now I've got another one.
Fuck.
I'm picking him up.
You got Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, and you can hit a button on their bike that calls the chopper and make sure they're all right, and then away you go.
What are the insurances like for that?
Pretty high. Well, that's why the entries is what it is, because they don't guarantee, but a chopper will be there in about 5 minutes.
Okay. So basically you're paying for an insurance policy with the registration and
so you're paying for all the safety aspect. I had insurance for a one-off event, and everyone has to have that. But then in your entry fee, which is I believe now is about €20,000. It was 15,000 when I did it. But you have this box on your bike, and you come off. It's got a high crash meter in it. So if you land apart from your bike, the sat phone will automatically come on. It's a French organisation.
That's awesome.
And they're in France in a big centre, and you can talk to them, and they'll talk to you, ask if you're all right. And
you'd think they'd move to South America, right? Isn't the race in a different country now?
Yeah, well, it's in Saudi Arabia now.
In Saudi Arabia? How close is that to France?
A lot closer than South
America.
Yeah. But I don't know, Saudi offers amazing looking.
Yeah.
I watch it closely every year. It offers amazing looking terrain and deserts and a whole nother thing. But
I feel like this is just a grown-up boy's way to feel like Batman.
Yeah, that's
you press a button and the chopper comes and gets you. You fall off. You get to use your phone.
Expensive way to
you
feel
have a
like
Dutch
Batman.
team like butlers, like Alfred.
You could go down the costume shop and hire a Batman suit for a lot less than what the
Dakman.
I think we've got a good insurance company that could potentially help you out there as well, mate. Old trades.
Well,
I wonder if that would be like something that'd be such an interesting thing to try and insure. Like, who would assess that?
Yeah.
What would they have to assess, and like, how do they value that?
So your risk of death, probably life payout. Would that be life insurance payout or a one-off payout?
I don't know actually. I think it was all purely for
injury,
expatriation to your country and medical bills. It was purely a medical thing. Whereas if we have other funds, don't we? All I do is build into your super.
Like a form of travel insurance, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Whereas most travel insurances, that's down the bottom.
Yeah, right.
No motorbike, right?
Yeah.
Or no competitive. Even a lot of other policies, you can ride a motorbike, but if it says racing a motorbike, so you got to have special insurance.
That's interesting, because if you're over in like Bali or like
Thailand,
Thailand,
you can't over 50cc.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, you can insure yourself, but you need your motorbike license. So everyone that gets scooters, like, would be fucked, because it says over 50, nothing over 50cc, and all theirs are like, I think 150 or 200 or something.
Yeah, they would be.
The scooters.
150.
Really? Yeah. So there's almost no point getting.
There's no point. You need to get your motorbike license here first, which is why I'm considering doing my bike license here.
Well,
Just because
after-
every time I go to Bali, I'm always on a
After
scooter.
I share my story today,
Yeah.
you might be like,
Well, that's actually a great little
Yeah.
segue.
no more motorbikes.
But with the crashes, you said the guys have come across, so that he's crashed again. Sent to chopper in, or you were just helping him?
No, I just left them in the end. So
It's like World War II. Fuck the Italians. Fuck the French.
no, they were there sitting up, picked their bikes up. One of the bikes was a mess, but picked the bikes up, moved them to the side of the track, and they were both there talking somewhat now. And I said, "You're okay," and they said, "Yeah, go."
So
go."
that'll be their race done.
No.
No?
As long as you can get back on the bike,
Really?
you can keep. As long as you get to the finish line. Oh, so that's what you're asking before. So you'll come across two guys. One guy might be his teammate or a buddy or a back marker. Or it depends where you are. It's they'll be towing each other. There'll be a guy towing it. You'll have a strap and you put it from footped to
Does that
footped.
count?
Yeah. Long as you get that bike only through competitors across the line,
Wow.
you can then fix it and start the next day.
So you're sort of relying on the kindness of competitors.
Yeah, like I lost a rear wheel nut in the middle of, there was no track, so it was really wide. Let's say the part that people were going through was 500 metres wide. And I'm going along, and next minute my rear wheel nut fell off, which is insane. I've never had one happen before in my life.
Is that just because of the amount of bouncing around and shit? Or
I was in Bolivia the day before, and we had a lot of mud, and I believe, and I'm not blaming anyone, but I think the mechanic didn't wash it properly, and if you tighten the wheel nut up onto mud, it's tight for a while,
Yeah, but the mud
vibrates,
dries,
shifts
comes
out.
off.
yeah.
So I immediately, because then the axle come out a bit, wheel come forward, and the chain come off. So I'm like, shit. So I got off my bike and just started running backwards. I think, well, where is it? Yeah, this could have come off
Anytime.
a kilometre ago,
Yeah.
and slowly.
It's now becoming a triathlon.
So yeah,
You got your running legs.
in all your gear, helmet and boots in the middle of the desert, and a bike over there's gone past 100 metres away, and you can't stop him. And then eventually his one's come past, and he was on a Honda, and it was like, well, do you have a wheel? And he's like, no, I don't. It's a Honda as well. I was on a KTM. You're just screwed. And then, like, this is a €5 part.
Yeah.
And then a guy, Troy O'Connor, come past. He was on my line. And most days, Troy was a little bit quicker than me. So he was in front. But on this day, I was in front of him. And he's come past. He says, Robbo, we're in the middle of the Bolivian Atacama Desert. Robbo, what's going on? I said, I've lost. And he'd come past when I'm about 200 metres back away from my bike. Now, thinking, wow.
Yeah.
And I said, I've lost my rear wheel nut. And he just goes, I've got one. Fuck. And then he's ridden off to my bike, and I'm just stood there in the middle of this.
I just leaves you there.
So now I'm running. And when I look back on it, you panic a bit, and there's no need to run. But
Yeah.
who cares? We're on the clock here. It doesn't. And I'm just there to finish it. And I get there, and he's got it all out of his kit bag.
What are the odds of that?
Passed it to me. He says, is that all you need? And I said, yep. So
And then he fucked off.
I put it on and away. So a €5 part
Wow.
could have
Derailed the whole-
$125,000 down the drain.
So is that normal for people to carry spares, or was that
Yeah.
just, it is normal?
Yeah, so
Right.
I carried, you carry spares that you think you might, so you brake levers, clutch levers in case
Yeah.
you fall off, break them. You carry you can't carry a whole bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You
that's
probably
one
don't
thing
think you're going to lose a wheel
We're
nut.
not. No.
never have in my life. So
Yeah.
if I did it again,
Yeah.
from that, so then
That'd be the
then what
number
I-
one thing.
then what I did that night is I went to the spares truck or got my mechanic. I said, go buy another wheel nut.
Yeah, because you'd hate it if
And
there
then-
was.
Exactly. So
Did it come
then
off again or not?
No,
Okay.
never. I've still got it somewhere. Probably.
Yeah, right. Fucking hell. That's
Yeah.
nuts. Oh, that's nuts. Yeah, right. Has anybody finished like under mad duress, like broken limbs or
well-
shit hanging out?
Oh, when I did it, it was a French guy, one of their top guys. He was, I think he was riding with a broken collarbone, and I'd pull
Fuck,
into.
that would hurt so much.
You'd pull into the end of the stage, so you might have just raced a 600-kilometre stage, but then now you've got to get to the camp, and that could be 300 k's away.
What the fuck?
So it's imagine your stage finished at Kalgoorlie,
Yeah.
and there's no way to race to Perth, and the camp could be at Claremont Showgrounds. So
What?
now you've got to ride 300 Ks to get to the... Some of our
That's
liaison
ridiculous.
stages were massive, and you still got to cover that. So, yeah, I'd see
So if
this
your bike's fucked,
French guy. Yeah, if your bike's screwed, well, that's when you get a good tow. Or
wow.
it's a
Fuck.
thing.
Yeah, well, you think about just driving. Like, if we were to drive to Exmouth in a day, you're exhausted by the
Yeah.
end of that day, and then you'd have to drive.
Well, some of our stages, you had to ride 400 Ks to get to the start line and then race 600. And then at the other end, it might only been 20 Ks to get into the camp.
That's
But-
ridiculous. That's like you doing the ultra, and at your drinks thing, you got to do another 20 Ks off to go get a drink and replenish, and then come back 20 Ks to finish your ultra. That makes no sense.
Like, I wouldn't even want to ride a dirt bike that far on the road. And
Yeah.
you're just going along.
Oh my God.
And a lot of it's in the morning at 5 a.m. and you're freezing to death and you can't carry too much
Well, it'd be
gear.
like a 3-hour ride again
Yeah. So
on a road.
That's right. And you get to the start line, you can't have all this gear because where are you going to put it? So a lot of the pros, they'll have a chase car and they'll get to the end and they'll take all their gear off, all their big woolly jackets and give them to me. And I'm just going... Well, that's what us peasants, the old privateer.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. But
Well, yeah.
there's plenty of guys... Toby Price won it one year with a broken scaphoid.
Yeah, right. That would have hurt.
And he had a screw
Facts.
through it, and it was just, the clips of him were brutal. He was just coming in.
Because it'd be
and
heavy.
he won it.
It'd be heavy on your arms, hands, shoulders,
Everything.
like because
Everything.
you're trying to like hold
Yeah.
everything up. Yep. Like,
That broken collarbone guy would have just been
Oh,
bouncing around. When did he do it? Like,
I think he had about 3 or 4 stages to go.
Wow.
So, and that's the point. You've come that far. You
Yeah.
ask yourself, what a lot of guys break things or whatever, and they'll be there. The chopper will land, the doctor, and they'll be like, "No, I'm all right," and they've got something sticking out of it. "Oh, I'm okay," and the doctor will be like, "No, sorry," and then they're in the chopper and they show footage, and these guys, are just they're broken, man, crying. They're just.
more from not finishing.
I
than the
imagine
pain.
that,
Yeah.
because I quickly realised that I have the ability, but if I didn't finish that, because I've never been able to go back since.
Yeah.
I
would have been gnawing away at you forever.
I don't know how miserable I'd be.
That €5.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm so thankful I finished because
Yeah.
I've never been able to go back since, just purely because of the price tag.
Yeah.
Right. And now because of your body,
And now, because of
which
my
is a
body.
bit of foreshadowing.
Yes.
Speaking of crashes.
Yeah. Do you want to run us through? I don't know if people are watching at home. I don't know if you want to lift your leg up.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's lots of detail in here that...
Well, mate.
Well, I'll show that later, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's go for a build-up. Just tangled up here in the cords.
Oh yeah. Cool. Well, explain. So you've been through a bit of a tangle.
Yeah, so...
He tried to drive his motorbike through a fire ring at Wild Camp Out or at Blazing Swan.
Yeah, that's it. At Full
At a
Moon
bush
Party,
doof, yeah.
Thailand. People that listen to the previous
number
pods will
92,
get that.
yeah.
But I guess I'm 3 months into all the things I've ever done. There's nothing ever been more tougher and testing than where I have been and where I am right now. It's still a struggle. I must admit I've been in some pretty low places. But so 3 months ago, I went for a ride with a mate. Bearing in mind, I've ridden since I was 5. I've never had an injury. When you fall off, look, you can fall off and hurt yourself, of course, but when you start hitting things or introducing external factors, that's when things get messy. So it was a Saturday morning. I remember everything, but I remember before it feeling like lately I've been really fit. I've been getting really fit, maintaining fitness. I'm not super fit. I was reasonably fit, but maintaining that. I was in good shape. Everything was good. And we just set off with a good mate. With 2 or 3 minutes into the ride, we're up at north of Two Rocks in Wilbinga area. We parked our cars in the car park there, and we'd just gone in. The sand was beautiful. It had water on it, so the traction had a bit of rain. Sorry, the traction was amazing. It was good, really good flow, and he's a capable rider, very capable. So 2 capable riders, nice flow, everything was good. We come to a Y intersection, and he went left, like it's just flow, and there was a split in the road, and he went left, and just the angle I was on, I went right, and sometimes it may not be a Y, as it turned out it was a Y, but sometimes it can be a track that just goes around and comes back, like if it's
Like
a
an
hill.
O.
Yeah, like if it's a hill, they'll make a left and a right. I went along for, 30 seconds, and mine was going around to the right. I thought, oh shit, this is a different track. So I've turned around and come back to the Y, and now I'm on the right track. But my mate, he couldn't hear my exhaust, my bike in his ear, because usually when someone's behind you can hear the revving. So he's turned around and he's coming back on the track he was on, and now I'm going on that track. We're essentially coming towards each other. And where we met it wasn't a corner, but it was, let's say, a slight 10-degree bend and small trees, couldn't see through it. And just where we met, we both saw each other and we on with the brakes, and now I'm laying on the ground.
Fuck, head-on collision.
Yeah, I can still picture it clearly in my head. And now, look, I don't know the speed. I'd be even if it's 50 kilometres an hour, that's 100 kilometres an hour with it. 'Cause it was a sandy track, but let's call it about that. And when you crash, usually any motorbike rider will get this, or mountain bike rider, anything, you kind of, even footy, I guess, you get hit really hard, and you do that quick self-assessment. You're like, oh, I'm winded, I can move my legs and I'll do this. But I knew straight away, and I've broken a few things in my life, but I knew straight away that I was in a lot of trouble. I was, I couldn't move.
Like anything?
No.
Fuck, that's so scary.
No, I could. Sorry, I could move, but I couldn't move. As in, I could.
So you got
move.
feeling, but you can't sort of get up yeah.
So I kind of landed on my side. I managed to I yelled out to my mate first. I said, Todd, are you okay? And he's just straight away, I heard him say, I've ripped my hand off.
He said that?
Yeah, and I'm thinking, Jesus Christ.
Oh, fuck me.
So, and I think he said, I've almost ripped my hand off. But so it actually makes me shake a bit thinking about all this. But so he, I said, right, all right. I said, I'll try and we got to get help. We've got to get help. So what he'd done, he basically ripped his hand off, and the only bit was hanging on was the top of his hand. And these bones were sticking out.
Fuck, this is like sore.
So he's holding his hand with his other hand like this, and his mobile phone was in his backpack. And where he'd landed, he couldn't move either. He goes, I can't move either. He goes, I can't move. So he's put his thumb
in his teeth
to hang on to this and try to get his mobile phone out, but he couldn't do it. He's doing that, and I didn't know. But then I'm trying to. So I'm laying there. I went to move my leg, but I couldn't move my right leg, and I was kind of on my side a bit, and I could feel all kinds of grating and different things going on down there.
Were you afraid to look?
I couldn't really, and it was enclosed still in my pants.
Okay.
I think, but it was underneath my other leg. And then I could see this hand.
You can't move that much. You can't even move your leg off your other leg.
No, the pain was maximum at this stage. And this hand, I looked at it straight away, and this is my dominant hand, and I'd dislocated every single bone in this hand. So it went along and it raised right up.
Did you guys give each other like a hell fucked up knuckles or something? Or was it like, both your hands caught the same way? Or like?
Yeah, it's on your handlebars, and if you have bark busters and you go into them and it breaks both. So
they're not really well designed for crashes.
No, they're not. So I could and it was just looking at the hand, I was in a bit of shock, and it was shaking. So I couldn't use this, and then my left hand, it was hurting. And I knew I'd broken it, but I had to use it. So I managed to get my mobile phone. I had my mobile phone in the front of my pocket. I got my helmet off. I don't know how. Got my helmet off and put it under my head and used it as a pillow. got my mobile phone out, and I rang triple. I had 2 bars.
Fuck.
And I'm just in a daze, and I'm trying to dial 000, and it wouldn't go through, but eventually it did. And, got a guy, and he talked us through the next 57 minutes until
So crazy.
helicopter was overhead.
Because from the call, I listened to the first 15, and he's trying to figure out where you were.
Yeah, so these guys are amazing. I actually want to... St John's look after the ambulance side of things. So I want to, write them a letter. They're absolute amazing. This guy on the end of the phone.
So patient, like.
Yeah, so patient. So...
Because you're like, I don't know.
I'm fucking...
We need some help.
Well, should we play the first,
Yeah.
10, 15 seconds and then we can have a little listen? So, this is pretty, confronting.
Have you been like checked for PTSD and shit? Like, is this going to trigger stuff?
No, no.
That's a good point. You
Well,
sure?
What am I going to do? Spin out?
Well,
I've listened to it once. So just to let people know, I got the audio recording, and the first time I listened to it, it was okay, I guess. There's the emotions that run through it. There's panic.
Yeah.
There's calmness. There's fear. There's shock. There's everything, isn't there?
Oh, well, and from my initial reaction is like, you're obviously scared, but the fact that you were able to not
Shit the bed.
correct and get angry at the guy and go, fucking just get someone here, like you were holding your composure somehow under that much pain, anyway, let's have a quick little listen. So this is connected.
Ambulance, what is the exact address of the emergency?
No, we don't have an address for it. We'll bingo.
Okay. Do you have your coordinates?
Coordinates. Do you have coordinates, Mum?
You say mum?
I don't.
Okay, so do you have an Apple or Android phone?
Apple.
Okay, so you open up your Apple Maps.
I wish Mum was there.
See, when I was
We're in trouble. There's 2 of us.
That's okay. We'll get some help organised for you. We just got to get that location, all right? So open up your Apple Maps. You've had a what, sorry?
Motorcycle accident.
Okay, all right. So are you on a road?
On track. On a track.
Okay, all right. So we just need to get those coordinates, okay?
Yep.
Okay, so open up your maps.
Yep.
And then you should see a blue circle that appears on the map.
Yep.
Okay, so you need to select the blue circle, and then the location pop-up should be there, and then there should be a set of number of coordinates, okay?
That's...
No. Oh, minus 31.
Okay, so just bear with me. So minus 31.
0.39.
0.39.
43.
43.
14.
14. What was that last digit?
Sorry, 114.
114.
Yep.
Okay, just bear with me one moment, all right?
Quickly, please.
Would that be frustrating? Just bear with me. You're like, hurry up, can't.
Yeah.
And you just did that there? You can...
Yeah, so if you do it at home, it's Apple Maps. You bring it up and you scroll down and it says coordinates and it's got like 2, 4, 6.
Yeah.
It's a long number, isn't
7
it?
numbers. Like,
I know.
And you can hear the desperation in your voice, but the understanding that he's just doing his job.
Yeah.
That's incredible that you were able to keep your composure in that.
I wanted to keep him on my side.
Yeah, 100%.
can you? I reckon they must give everybody CBD oil that works at those call centres.
Mate, incredible.
Hello, emergency. What was your location? Like, okay, buddy, just hold tight. You're like, my hand's hanging off.
So imagine the things that they have to hear and deal with. They must almost not desensitized to it, but just understanding me getting shirty and short with them isn't going to help the situation. They have to be so well tempered in the way they do it all. That was very good. You could see he was just, we got to get it.
And then they do that all day.
Yeah.
And listening to that, but when they knock off, they don't know. It's not like he's going to, and why would he? And it doesn't
Just follow
matter.
up.
Yeah, why is he going, how was that guy? Did they survive?
Yeah.
This guy or that?
You probably wouldn't want to know.
No.
Because you could be like, if I had spoken quicker, we could have got there, you know.
And he stuck with me for the 50. He didn't hang up until the helicopter was overhead.
Fuck.
Amazing.
Was he like, were you talking about the footy and shit, or what did he start to try to distract you, or?
We were pretty busy the whole time because he's triaging now 2 people trying to do the injuries and what we got because my mate's both bones and he had blood spurting out his wrist.
Oh.
And I didn't
And who
know.
was doing the triage on his wrist? You.
No one. We couldn't move.
Fuck.
So I could.
Because he was trying to give you ways to stem the
Yeah.
bleeding, and you're like, we can't even.
We can't move. He said, is there a T-shirt or something? But we literally couldn't. When I rang, I managed to sit the phone on my arm.
Wow.
This one was all bent up. And
Did you have an earpiece in?
No. I just sat there with my head on my helmet,
Mm.
and I could look back, and I could see the back of my mate's head, and that was it.
Fuck.
And he couldn't see me because we were both facing the other way.
Oh, so it was just
Full Stephen
audio.
Hawking.
Almost.
I'm just yelling out to him. As in, let's say it was probably the length of this room apart, so 4 metres.
Wow.
Well, I
Do
might
you think you were going to die?
It's at moments I thought it started to rain,
Yeah, you don't
and I
want
just thought this is horrible. What if someone doesn't?
If it flooded, you were praying for a midget in Mongolia.
Yeah, that's a good callback. Please, listeners, go back and listen to the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't know. When the shock came, I got worried because I started to get really cold, and I told the guy that I said, I think I'm shock setting in. I'm starting to shake. I get cold.
And is that the body shutting down all blood to external limbs, or
Yeah, I don't know what.
or adrenaline going, or
Maybe the adrenaline was wearing off.
yeah.
Perhaps, and then the fear of it, and it's.
Now, at what point did that pain? Was it just getting worse,
Yeah,
or did you go
constant.
into a state of shock where the pain was becoming less? Or
No, it was I didn't dare move my leg because that was painful, but the pain was next level, and it
For-
just
for the
didn't go
full
away.
hour.
Yeah, for the full hour. So they managed to call the ground medics. They sent them first, but then they got to where they got to and they couldn't come in because they needed a full drive. So at that point, he sent the chopper from Jandakot.
Instead of sending him straight away.
Yeah, and I was a bit annoyed about that. Well,
because you specified it was a track.
yeah, and I said we need a chopper, but they exhausted the first one first.
Yeah.
And now I even on the thing, you can hear me say, where's it coming from, Jandakot? And I asked my mate Todd Munns, I said, how far do you think in a straight line? And he said, and I actually said, it'll be here in about 25 minutes. And sure enough, it was there in about 25. Because I'm just going, right.
Because you're a chopper pilot.
Yeah, they can do about 100, probably doing 200 K's an hour. It's 20, just trying to take my mind off things. I was constantly, when you hear that audio, I was constantly trying to picture things in my mind.
Could be a risk, but I might just skip ahead.
And also at the
about-
risk of being insensitive.
Yeah.
Did you feel fucking dumb hitting your mate head on?
Well,
I would have
that's
just been like, oh, so dumb. How do
Well,
I do this?
look, one thing is it's no one's fault, and I'm not just saying that. It was a 2-wheeled four-wheel drive track, and it was a pure bad luck accident.
Yeah.
Like I've been on these tracks for thousands and thousands of kilometres.
Yeah.
It's just a pure. If I didn't miss that turn, if he had a. Sometimes when you wait, you switch your bike off and you go, oh, I can hear him coming.
Because like out of
You could-
everywhere in the whole bush, you hit each other.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
like that would
I
be the most
know.
frustrating. Where you see two planes collide, like you're like,
I know. Got the whole universe to fly around in. And,
yeah.
it's,
So we're 31 minutes into this conversation. I've skipped ahead to just see where you're at.
this is a halfway point there. So
Yeah,
we're-
so this is I don't know what part of the conversation this is, but let's have
Give
a
it a
listen to
shot.
see how you're
coping.
Who's coming?
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh,
He's dead.
doesn't sound very good.
Jesus, I just got a fucking phone message, Toddy, from my mum.
Listen to. Still somehow jovial, mate.
When are you going to rate the news to her?
Yeah, lady. Go and see her next week. She's in Victoria.
Oh, nice. You originally from Victoria?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Listen, listen to this guy just have. Okay, I get this is a tactic.
That's a pretty funny joke. When are you going to break the news to her? That timing is elite, bro.
It's actually like I guess the guy is. What is the guy? Just he's trying to keep your mind busy.
Yeah,
like that's
right. Yeah.
It's kind of hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm
it
sorry.
is.
It
Yeah.
sounds you're in the worst.
Did you get a text off your mum or a voice message off your mum?
I think it was a text.
Yeah, right. When I first heard it, I thought you said, "Mum, I've crashed," and I was like, "Fuck, he's gone for a ride with his mum." Like when you sent it to our group chat last month.
Yeah. All right, I'll keep playing it a bit more.
That's ironic that Mum's popped up.
Oh, yeah. I grew up down in Geelong.
This is a date now. I mean,
Oh, mate, I'm in fucking...
Yeah, it's all right.
You're
Keep
sort of,
breathing through it, Alan. You're doing really well, okay?
okay, that's nice. Is that you sort of going, all right, cunt? I'm not chatting about where you come from. mate.
this guy's hitting on you. So how
I
tall
think
are
it
you,
was.
Alan?
I was just like exhausted.
Of course.
And it was good, but I wasn't there to start having a... Yeah, I wasn't there at all.
What's your star sign? Do you ride often?
So where does your head start going? Because they'll be asked just before, you start thinking, are you going to die or anything like that? But does it go other places? And like how are you trying to not justify, but how are you getting through the pain? Are you thinking of your mate?
Nah, well, a lot. So throughout that whole thing, you can hear me caring about my mate a lot.
Yeah.
And I was caring about him more than... So because he said well, my bones are sticking out and I've got blood coming out of my bones.
So is that a compound fracture?
Open compound fracture. But unbeknownst to me, so I'm caring about that, but unbeknownst to me, I got both my tibia and fibia
Sticking out
of
Is that
my
called
leg.
green stick fracture or something? Or is that
I don't know.
open compound? Yeah.
Open compound fracture.
Wow. So you got them. Fuck.
And
is that because you put your foot down to break your bike and it snapped?
Probably because just his forks or something would have just hit my leg. Even though I wear all the gear, if I didn't have the gear, who knows if I'd have a leg.
We'll definitely do this at the start of the episode as well, but I am feeling sick. Like this, I can't imagine what you would be going through.
Yeah.
It was. So back to what you were saying, anytime I've ever done an injury, and you might know it playing footy and whatnot, and when you've hurt your back or whatever, you just go, right, well, in 6 weeks, that'll be repaired, or you straight away break it down. Right, I'm here now. I'm here. I can't do anything about it, but I was breaking this down to, I was just thinking, right, in the next 2 hours, I should be
in hospital
or
on a lot of fucking pain relief.
Yeah, or I was breaking it right down to when the medics get here. They'll take the pain away. They'll take the pain away. And that was that was as far into the future as I was looking.
What was it as soon as they got their green whistle?
Oh, yeah, but...
Did it work?
No.
Really?
Yeah, done. Absolutely.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
The green whistle did
they
nothing.
knock you out then instead?
So the ground medics arrived. So they went and got 4-wheel drives and come back. Everyone arrived at the same time. You can hear Todd saying, the medics are walking down the track right at the same time as you can hear the helicopter overhead.
Well, should we listen to that part first and then we can touch on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, tell us what the injuries are.
What was it, last 2 or 3 minutes?
I'd say so, yeah.
Okay.
They'll see us? Of course they fucking will.
Is that Muns?
2 minutes.
What's that background? Oh, that's just the call centre.
Yeah, call centre.
You can start to hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it gets a bit broken, but that's the chopper you can hear.
Yeah, to the
Come on, boys. Come on. No, I can't see it yet, mate.
Mate, that's bloody sexist. How do you know they're boys?
They'll be looking. They'll do it. They'll fly around in circles. They'll look for a landing spot.
That screeching you can hear.
That's Muns.
Yep. Ambulance just arriving, mate.
Is that the
So that should be
ambulance?
the car there coming up to you now.
Ambulance on the road.
All right, do I
When the
let you go or what?
when the crew's out there with you, then I'll let you go. Okay, just let me know when they're right with you.
Yeah.
That was about 1,000 black cockatoos.
Oh, really?
Took off and flew overhead.
From
It
the
was
chopper
amazing.
scaring them
Yeah.
I guess being a helicopter pilot, you would have known that they're not going to land immediately as well.
Yeah, and
So mentally you can be like,
and they-
okay, they're doing this.
And they couldn't land near us. That was my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Because I knew the terrain.
Yeah.
And I thought, where the hell are they going to land?
Would they do the drop down while they're floating? Is that a possibility?
I'll fill you in once.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be close.
Yeah, good, mate. We need stuff.
Right. Is crew with you there, Alan?
Feels very, very broken. Yeah. Very bad, crunching. This wrist.
Okay, let's start. Are you talking to someone?
Yeah.
Anything? Nah, none. Just leg? Oh, yeah. Busted bad. Yeah. Down to the ankle. This wrist.
That's the start you got.
Yeah. Can you get a painkiller, mate?
You will. Now.
Alan, is that the crew with you now?
Yeah, mate.
All right, I'll leave you with him. You take care, okay?
Good on you.
Good on ya. Good on ya.
Oh, he was a hero. He was a hero.
The like even the tone and cadence of him to remain calm in those situations to try and keep you calm.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What a hero. Those people are amazing. And then, so yeah, the ground crew rocked up and then they started doing what you could hear. What's this? What's that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gave the green whistle, nothing. But then what happened is the chopper winched in their 2 paramedics. They winched in 2 angels. These guys are next level.
I know exactly what they're doing.
Because that's, I guess, choppers go to high
risk stuff.
high trauma stuff.
Yeah.
And these guys come, 2 of them. They just the ground medics kind of stood back and become their helpers.
Yeah.
And we had one of them over us each, and he just went to work.
Wow.
It was amazing.
I am
and then
the captain now.
Yeah.
So what do you mean? Like what was happening with you?
Yeah.
Assessing your leg? And
and filling me full of ketamine.
Fuck yeah. So if you're looking for a bush doof, just crash your bike and call the chopper.
Oh, so
wow. So ketamine was
and it helped.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's funny. So I had this feeling on it, and I thought, well, I can never explain that to someone.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until a few days later Todd explained it to me, and I said, oh my God, that's exactly what I went through. Todd couldn't take it in hospital anymore, but I kind of kept not wanting it, but I kept taking. That's their choice of thing now. So I said, yeah, give it to me, give it to kill the pain. But it takes you to a place. I thought I'd died.
Dissociative.
Yeah, it takes the pain away, but it scares the absolute.
Is that the K-hole people talk about?
Chaos where you just gone.
Well, maybe, because that's how it's like I went into this white room, and then all of a sudden I was in this
K-hole.
it was like you're inside a massive turbine furnace. It just started whooshing, and you're trapped in there. And you know, I don't know, there's a scene out of that.
K-hole?
Yeah.
Have you seen that Interstellar?
Yeah.
And there's a scene where he's in the bookshelf and he's trying to look through and he can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's similar. You're
Well,
trapped.
I think we found the gateway to the fifth dimension, delving.
Oh, ketamine. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Well, they're using it. There's a ketamine clinic in Perth.
Really?
Yeah, for mental health and PTSD.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's brutal. But, yeah, straight on the ketamine. He took complete control. And at this stage, I still didn't know that my leg – I just said my legs – I said I broke my leg, but I didn't know the extent of it until I woke up in the hospital. So then, they worked on us for maybe an hour to stabilise us. And then, of course, the chopper had to land away. So they've on top of this hill and switch off because I run out of fuel. So they got this like a fat wheelbarrow with a fat tyre in the centre, and then they put us on a stretcher on top. And they took me first. And I'm going up this dirt track, and then we had to go through the bush, up over rocks, and they're pushing trees out of the way. There was about 8 people around the stretcher, and they were all a mix of men and women, and they were all just sweating profusely trying to push us through the bush.
Were these all medics, or were there some civilians who'd popped in?
They're all medics, but maybe there was the medic ground crew, but then also maybe some, what do you call it? The
volunteers?
Yeah, rescue.
Oh, yeah.
Style, SCS.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Special Emergency Service.
And then I'm going, and the medic's right there.
So does that mean as you're bouncing, your legs just fucking copping
No,
it?
they'd put a brace on it. I think they'd put something on this hand, and this hand was just loose.
How long did that process take? Like 15?
An hour.
About an hour, and then about 15 minutes, 20 minutes to get us up this. They're pushing me up a sandy hill through the bush,
but pain relief is sort of kicked in enough.
It had enough to settle me, but then I said, I think I'm going to throw up, and I turned. He goes, yeah, just throw up, and I turned, and the medic, the alligator, and I just threw up all over him. And it was all red. It was bright red.
Yuck.
And then all of a sudden he's like, what have you have you had anything to, what'd you have for brekkie?
Yeah, making sure it wasn't blood.
And what it was the day before I'd had 2 glasses of wine.
Yeah.
And we got to that point.
Yeah.
And I said, actually, I had 2 glasses of wine the day before. And he's like, right, that's okay. Because he thought it was internal
bleeding, yeah.
Imagine trying to ask someone on ketamine what they had the day before. Like, I don't know, I'm stuck in a bookshelf.
You know when you're in that much pain, and you start to, all you just want is comfort.
Yeah.
And the best way for, like, I know when I've been in horrific pain, not that much, but when I've been in horrific pain, all I've wanted to do is I want to close my eyes.
Yep.
And just, I'm trusting you to look after me.
Yep.
I need to almost go to sleep. Is that where you were at?
Yeah. I wanted to go to sleep for the next for the next month. I just wanted to go to sleep, go into a coma for 6 months and wake up at the end of it.
Yeah.
But you just want to be comfortable.
Yes.
And you're on a backboard or whatever they're called.
Gurney?
Yeah, but the flat.
Like the strap thing?
Yeah, but it's just a flat board. Oh.
Waterboard.
And it felt like waterboarding. Yeah.
And I'm not good at just laying on a flat board. Now you're getting other pain in other places, and it's just uncomfortable.
Like
it's
back
to keep
pain
your,
and
it's
neck,
to keep your head straight and all that.
Stiffness.
And then I was in the chopper first. They were really good. As in, the pilot was there just chilling out. He was a bit of a rock star, actually. He kind of had a mullet, and he was he was the most unlikely character, but he was good. And then they went and got Todd and then brought him up. So now we're both in.
Were you talking shop with the chopper guy? Oh, well, what model's this, mate?
Wasn't it that? I just wanted to get. I don't know. I just wanted to be safe. Yeah, I just wanted to be. Yeah, and then bang, took off, and he said we'll be there in the thing in. I think it was. Oh, it wasn't long. 20 minutes.
Which hospital?
Royal Perth.
Right. Do they have a chopper pad there?
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
On the top there, one of the. When we landed, I looked over at the door. It's like a movie. There's all the people are waiting for us, and bloody. In they went, and then it was a cast of 1,000 around us. Where's this hurts? This hurt? And then more ketamine.
Yeah,
filling me full of ketamine.
Is that for them or for you?
Probably both.
The doctor's like, I'm just going to administer some ketamine. Yeah. This is for me. This shit's gross.
And yeah.
Or this cunt's funny. Yeah. I'm going to give him more. Fucking give him a gill.
It was just a blur. It became a blur.
They didn't wheel you around for everyone to look at your injuries?
No.
Because that's what they did to Squirrely when he got on the chopper.
Right.
He had a marlin hook dug into his ulnar.
Oh, that's right.
It's jammed in there, and they've flown him in, and before bringing him to surgery, they wheel around. Look at this.
Look at this cunt.
Look at this. So, 2 very different experiences.
Yeah.
And I was in no mood to be put on parade.
Yeah.
Oh. And they.
And your mate?
Yeah, so same thing. He was basically, I don't know if he was in the same room or what was going on. It was all a blur. But,
what were your injuries in the end? So you had a snap tibia fibia?
Yeah, snap tibia fibia, category 3 break in that, which is the highest, sticking out of my leg. So I laid for that. 10 days I laid there with a huge hole in my leg.
What do you mean? Like
where the bone come out, it destroyed all the soft tissue and left a wound about that big.
And so people listening, it's about the size of a coaster.
Yeah, about that. Oh. So they had to put a patch on it, and it's just a vacuum patch to constantly drain it and to make sure there's no infection.
Yeah, that's...
So I laid there for 10 days with my bones not connected. I remember laying there.
Why did they not connect them?
Because I had to wait for swelling and infection, because once they start driving a pin down through your middle of your tibia, if there's any infection, it'll just drag it all the way down through the guts of your bone.
Wow.
You don't want that.
You don't want that.
Jared Thomas did that when we were 11.
Yeah.
Came off a 4x4. What are they called? The
quads. Yeah.
It's exact same thing as you. Fibia, tibia, snap went through, and then he had 2 metal rods through his leg, coming through his skin out of his leg, and he was just bedridden for like 5, 6 weeks.
Was he the one reason Michael Arter couldn't get his thing done? Oh, no, that was another mate.
No.
I remember. Sorry, just...
Yeah.
So I remember probably day 4 or 5, I was laying there and you could see both my feet under the sheet. Sleep was impossible. And I woke up and my right foot had gone. All I could see was 1 foot under the sheet. And what had happened when I was sleeping, it slowly just fell over,
Ugh.
and now it's pointing down towards the floor.
Oh, Jesus.
So
Your foot's done a 180.
yeah, so I had
Because you got no bones.
yeah,
Well, you got no musk.
Oh, what the
no
fuck?
structure. So they,
Oh my god!
You think they would brace that up, right? Like,
well, you wait. So I had to go in every few days. I was going in for a thing called debridement. It was going to clean the wound, make sure the end of the bone, no infection, everything. So when I went in for this, the next day I said, look, that's because they just got the foot and turned it. And I was on fentanyl now. I was on a fentanyl button constantly for 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So they took me into surgery, and I woke up now, and what they'd done is driven 2 massive long tech screws, about 3 inches long, straight through my thigh muscle into my femur, and 2 into my shin, and then fixed external scaffolding on the outside, so now my whole leg was rigid.
Who did the scaffolding? Tarangi Tahate?
I think so, bro.
Oh, cheer, Margie. You got a full Māori knife. Just stand still for me, Margie. Just got to scaffold your leg real quick, bro.
It felt like it. Oh, so waking up to that.
Surely there's a fucking less invasive way to fucking hold your leg up, bro.
No, well,
Then pin it like through your skin. Can't they just get like a brace?
well, unfortunately, then I started seeing these external scaffolds everywhere. There's guys getting wheeled in to the rooms. It's sad, actually. There's the chopper. You're hearing the chopper land every day, carting in guys in a state of disrepair through motorbike accidents and different accidents. But
I guess it gives you a fucking appreciation for just being in generally good health.
Yep. Yeah, look after yourself. Holy shit.
So you've got your leg scaffed up?
Yeah, so I got the leg scaffed up, and they put in my right hand they put wires, filled it full of wires. So I was like a bit like the Wolverine. They come out and the wires out through the skin. And that was to because I dislocated all the bones in the back of my hand and broke a few in my wrist. So to keep that stable, and I broke the scaphoid and the radial head off my left wrist. And I'm going in tomorrow to see if the scaphoid's healing. Up until a month ago, it hadn't started to heal.
Fuck.
Man, I'm going to stop whinging about feeling like shit some mornings.
Is that because there's so much movement in the scaphoid, or is it just
It's a small little bone. I cracked it in half. It's got poor blood flow, as yours has, we all have.
Yeah.
And when you break them, they become problematic. And if the blood doesn't flow, they won't heal. And mine's not healing.
What's the solution?
Take a bone graft from my hip, put a cage of bone graft in there and promote healing. So I'll find out tomorrow. If
Well, you could try some goat feed, because I'm sure.
Get some.
I'll try anything.
Sorry, not goat feed. Some goat tape with some feed.
Yeah, get more oxygen in for healing.
Yeah,
and
more nutrients.
And feed for the
nutrients.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah. So the right wrist was wrapped up for 8 weeks. Both of them were wrapped up for about 8 weeks. I'm in rehab now.
So now both hands are the stranger. Fuck yeah.
Well, one hand's still not working.
Well, so I was just thinking about this before. Like when I'm stationary and don't move too much, I start to get really stiff and sore.
Yeah.
You must like
it's brutal,
and you can't fix that. How
in the mornings, it's brutal. I go through a whole regime in the mornings. You got to get up to get the knee. The break part in my leg is fine.
Yeah.
It's the knee and the ankle because it hasn't weight bared for so long. It's just brutal.
And
the stiffness in my hand is just wakes it. You got to get it going every morning to get the fingers going. And
it's frustrating. I've seen my knuckle. I'd snapped the tendon when I was year 12 and it recoiled, went back in.
Oh.
So the thing that they said, I was one of the first in Australia to have the rehab program where after 6 or 7 days, they started to encourage you to move it.
Yep.
So movement was
You can fully see yours.
Yeah, it's fucked.
You're fucking...
Wow.
So nothing like that. But when it's your hand,
you
need to get movement going as
soon
as you possibly can.
So I lost... This came out 5 weeks ago out of the thing, and when it came out, I had zero movement.
Yeah.
But now it's... I'm slowly...
Well, even when we shook hands and Delby as well, like you had to say, just go easy.
Take my strong hand.
No, never said that.
Take my little hand.
Never said that, Daniel.
No, I did, but later in the movie.
Yes.
Just take my little hand.
Yeah, so...
what about
Well, yeah, go.
There you go.
Oh, because does that lead to what you were alluding to before? Like, it's been the hardest few months.
Yeah.
Darkest time.
It's just... You have your life. You have life was amazing for me.
Yeah. You kept on sending messages.
Yeah, I was all kinds of places.
Yeah.
Traveling, I go to work, I come home, I'm single and free, and I travel. I've climbed Kilimanjaro, I go to Africa, I go to Zanzibar, went to Vietnam. I'm just living life and enjoying it. I'm in a really good place. And you go for a motorbike ride and you don't okay, I work away. People know that I do FIFO, and the night before you get this in order, you make sure that's done. I wash my sheets, come home to a clean bed. You get everything in order and you prepare. But this, all of a sudden, now you're in hospital, and I was there for a month and then in a wheelchair for a month, and all of a sudden now you're relying on people, friends, and that's one thing that's been humbling as hell. Some of my friends, you know who your friends are when you go through something like this.
Yeah.
Your really special friends are, and I've had some people have just been...
They're wiping your ass for you and shit?
No, but I tell you, in hospital, that nurses, my God.
Yeah,
I didn't shit for a week because of all the fentanyl and drugs, and
then
all hell broke loose. and I couldn't get out of bed.
Yeah.
You're doing it in bed, cocked up in bed, no arms, one leg in the scaffolding. I was in the scaffolding at the stage, sitting on a pan. And they had to carry this thing away in a box. It was. I felt like I was getting split in half.
Oh, fucking hell.
It was brutal. And you're sweating, and the pain is immense.
From shitting?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, through that end, because you haven't, drugs behind you up, and next minute you just, 10 days worth of food in you, and drugs and everything. It was...
Surely they give you
horrible.
some some stool softener or something.
They'll give every day you have it.
You end up like a washing machine. You got fabric softener and liquid.
And then I guess all the drugs and all of and that stuff that you'd still be on would be having a massive impact on other things as well.
Yeah, well, I got off all the painkillers about 4 weeks ago now when I got out of the wheelchair.
Okay.
I just stopped taking. Yeah, I'll take paracetamol.
Yeah.
Occasionally, just to keep on top of some things if it gets a bit too much, but. There's all the other things. So now my leg, I lost about 12 kilo. I
was going to say, you're looking good.
Yeah, I know. It's one way to lose weight. But now that I'm eating a lot better,
Yeah.
it all goes, and I'm not moving, it all goes onto your guts.
Yeah.
And my groin now, because I'm limping, and my leg, I don't use my leg much. All my muscles in my groin have deteriorated that much that it's sore.
Lift your leg up, shows your leg. It's pretty fucked up.
Now I've got... what is it, plantar fascia in the bottom of my right foot because of the way hurt.
Yeah.
It's brutal. So, I don't know, can we see this?
Do you want a hand? I don't know if you're going to fucking
if you're
turn
looking at home, and if you're on Spotify, change to video so you can see there.
That's fine.
Fuck,
because they've what, skin grafted?
Bones were sticking out. There's the hole.
Yeah.
But then they
it's like a sex ed lesson now.
Full, they call it a skin flap. They took it from my left leg and they cut me from my knee to my hip.
All right. Oh, you can put that down, mate. That's all good.
And they had to go so high to...
Where did they take it off your left leg?
Plummet in.
Oh, yeah.
From here to here.
Oh, shit. What, straight up your thigh muscle?
Yep.
Wow.
And then they took that big thing out.
Where your sort of ITB
the quad
sort
muscle
of area is.
No, it's just the skin.
What the fuck?
Look at that.
Yeah, right. You got like a big long suture down the thigh.
And then they just squeezed the skin together. So I woke up
bloody
10
insane.
days later with that fixed, pinned and that. And then this leg, I couldn't move this leg because it was like a Christmas turkey that had been just wrapped up so tight.
Yeah, I can't believe that works. Because our skin's so flexible.
Yeah.
Like
then over
adaptable.
time, it just stretches.
So that's what, like, if you look there, see how my tattoos, it's slowly almost gone back, but that was like up.
Bent up, yeah.
Like that, where they chucked out that little thing and it just goes up. But I guess they do it over a longer thing to make the skin easier to come together from what he was telling me. So,
yeah.
So yours is huge.
Yeah, cut me from my nip.
Yeah.
From my hip to my knee.
Might as well fucking gone to your hip.
Yeah. And they've even, one thing I'll give them credit for, they put it up the right way, and all the hair is running the same way as the hair. Like if they had done it up the other way.
Yeah. What happens sometimes, eh?
Yeah, so it looks, and then if I rub this.
He's pointing to his dick.
If I rub the skin flap, I can feel it on my left leg.
Bullshit.
No. So, you should get a skin flap put somewhere else and have it on your arm and you just go...
Do they And I know that might seem insensitive at the time, but do they take photos of the incident and the scene, and do you have photos of what was going on?
No, and I wish I did somewhat. I wish I had even held my phone up when I was laying there.
Yeah.
And taken photos.
Probably better
you're
that
on
you
the
didn't,
phone,
because
yeah.
if you're on the floor and you saw it, you would have been like, fuck!
Well, yeah, would you?
Yeah.
So, because if you can't see it, that helps.
So-
because I know if I look at myself and I have a big gash or something, I start to get a little lightheaded.
So I couldn't
That would have
see-
been good to avoid.
I couldn't
guess.
see Todd's wrist, and I'm glad I could never see it.
Yeah.
Was it just his wrist? That was...
Oh, and he broke his tibia and fibia, closed fracture
Right.
of the left leg.
Oh, so,
So he's been up and walking.
So
now
you did
for-
it better.
Yeah.
And so what? Concussions and
No, thankfully.
no.
No.
You almost had like mirror injuries.
Yeah. So we
Wrists
didn't hit
and
completely
legs.
full square. We're obviously
Just
let's
like-
say 30 centimetres. So it's left side, right
Yeah.
side. Bang.
And he's broke both legs or just one?
Just one. But he's been up and walking for a couple of months now, really well.
But his wrist was
His
hanging
wrist,
off.
yeah. And
Whack.
it's quite serious. It's still plated. And
So what's your
And he hasn't got feeling? Sorry.
yeah,
before we go
No,
ahead.
he's got feeling.
Yeah. So they've
They did an
reattached.
amazing job, yeah.
Does that mean his nerves were detached or everything was still in place?
No,
But
they
just
had to
hanging
do
off?
they had to do plastic surgery
Even
through here,
l-
but they had to take an artery for somewhere and to plumb it in and do a few things. But
Even you putting your wrist out there and
Yeah.
me seeing it and imagining.
Yeah, just snapping.
oh yeah, I'm glad I didn't see it. He said he got used to it. He's just sitting there. He said he could even see the bone was starting to go yellow.
Ugh, yuck.
And it
Yeah,
had
just because of
sand.
oxidation in it.
Yeah, it had sand in it.
You got some ants running around. Get starting calling their calling over.
What does your rehab look like? Because this isn't, you've just,
Leg's fine. He needs to go to a clinic for the ketamine.
yeah. what's the because this isn't this is not
No.
short term, because it's
So-
like causing other problems.
So all the surgeons said this will be a 12-month journey that
Yeah.
you're on. Wow. Now I'm 3 months in as of the 1st, yesterday or whenever it was. So when you think about it, though, I was in hospital for 1 month. I was in a wheelchair for 1 month. Now I've been on that crutch for 1 month. So imagine, this is just me trying to be positive, imagine in another 3 months
Yeah.
how far, considering I was on my back for the first month and in a wheelchair. So now that I can move and walk and use my hands, I'd imagine I'm going to go from where I am now to 80% super fast.
Have you listened to Dr. Joe Dispenza's pod?
No.
Oh yeah.
Have a listen to that.
Yeah, okay.
He broke his back on a motorbike and he was a spinal surgeon or a back specialist from
Something
memory.
like that, yeah.
And he literally power of the mind,
Rewired
piecing it together, rewiring it. They said he was never going to walk again.
Wow. I
So
think
it'd probably
I
be good
remember,
for you
yeah.
to have a listen to
I
his.
will.
He's got a few books, but I think his first book, Joe Dispenza, I can't remember the name of it.
He was very lucky that he was a back specialist, because if he wasn't, he'd be like, well, I don't
'Cause,
know.
yeah, he knew from what he had, he'd
Yeah.
been telling people that they're fucked forever.
Yeah.
So he was like, right, I'm going to try and fix it.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That
So
he'd even
it'll be
have
perfect
that
for you to
sort
listen
of-
to it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where-
it would be.
Where does your head go though? Like, is that how you just don't like? Okay, I'll take it that 1 month at a time.
Yeah, so again, those distances, remember I said in the first instance it was like in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Then it was when you're in hospital, it's in a week and 2 weeks and 3. And now it's more, I know where I'm at 3 months.
Yeah.
The distances get longer because the progression is so slow that I can't look to next Tuesday because it's, if I'm improving at 1% a day or not even,
Yeah.
you're talking 0.5% a day. In 3 or 4 days, I don't notice anything. But if I compare myself to 10 days ago,
Yeah.
and especially when I see people, I go, oh my God, you've
Yeah.
come so far, but I don't notice it because I'm with myself each day. But so now I go like, right, my
Yes.
goal is Christmas. And then come January, less appointments, I plan to hop on a plane and go back and see mum.
Yeah.
Still haven't told her yet.
Yeah.
but
Yeah. About this.
No,
Oh, Jesus.
no, I have. But
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't seen it. She said, "I'll come over," but it's like, just relax. So I'll be able to by then, and
Yeah.
that's only 6 weeks away. So I'm just focusing on.
The mental strength to do that.
It hasn't been easy, Branchy. It's been. I'll put my hand up. I've gone to see someone to keep on. Try to keep on top of things. Just have a chat, have a yarn to understand. I go through stages where positive, but it builds up. It's all the things. Like I said, I love my life. I'm never inside. I'm going for a walk. I live there in Scarbs, and I was running to Trig and back. Often.
Light work.
Which, isn't much, but just I'd go for a jog and always in the ocean having a swim when it's warm and going to the gym and travelling and walking, and I get outside, I do stuff.
Yeah.
Is this just your way of saying you can't do the run on Saturday?
You poor excuse of a human.
Got the 40k run. Any excuse, Robbo.
I've still got my electric wheelchair, but might need a few charges.
Yeah.
But and you reach a point where I want my old life back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it goes deep. It's financials.
Yeah.
It's like I was going to work and making money and living my life and loving it. But now it's everything just stops.
Did you have any insurance for your crash, or what happened?
So I've got income protection through my super, which you got to wait 90 days for it to kick in, which was 2 weeks ago. But then that's when they start doing the application. So they rang me a couple of days ago. It's still another 2 to 3 weeks away. So
Do they back pay though?
They do, which will be great. But I've even had to, I run a pretty clean book, but I've had to reach out and borrow some money just to get me through until the money comes in. It'll be fine. But and me as a 46-year-old adult guy now, I've always been independent. It's just a cash flow thing, but it's everything.
Yeah.
It's especially I want my old body back. My legs.
We all want our old body back.
My leg modelling career might be done. But, I am what I am, but before this I was happy with who I was. I still am me, but I'll tell you what, it's... and a lot of people just go, no, it's just a scar and this and that. And it will be, but...
Until you got to
it's that process to get there.
Yeah. And I do sympathise. My phone listens to me, of course, so I'm on Instagram, and I'm getting now all these feeds of people that are in similar situations, but worse.
Yeah.
Oh, and I look at them with so much empathy now. And
isn't that like that? It's not great, obviously, but like those little moments, they trick you, or no, they give you a bit of a flip of your switch and go, fuck, I mean, your situation's pretty bad, so I'm not trying to make light of it, but you go, well, fuck, it could be worse.
Well, I could have been laying there and vice versa. Todd could have been dead.
Correct.
And I could have been, Toddy.
Yeah.
And nothing.
Yeah.
Imagine sitting there for 57 minutes and your mate's not answering you.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. If you're dead, you're dead. That's my views. Once you're dead, you're dead.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for 4 years. My mate got married. I've been calling him. He's not answering.
Are you okay, Delby?
I'll take 57 minutes if you want.
Yeah, that's true. I get that.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
and it's the...
And you could have been paralysed.
And that seems like, because it's on every level. It goes up and up and up. Like, it can always be worse.
Yeah.
And
but you're allowed to feel bad. Like, you're allowed to feel sorry for yourself.
100%.
Yeah, well, that's the point. You feel sorry for yourself. And I guess I'm with it. And then sometimes you've got to go, come on, I'm not, I might have been all right to have my face rearranged, bit of plastic surgery, but there's a million other scenarios.
Yeah.
I could be not talking to you today. I could have a leg missing. I could, so many things, but by God, it makes you.
And the recovery journey, you're allowed to feel sorry for yourself for a certain amount of time. It's when you don't get past that self-pity.
Yeah, so like I say, it builds up.
Yeah.
Maybe once a month I have a bit of a low moment for a day or two.
Yeah.
And I've reached a point where I've become really emotional at a few things. And, there's probably once or twice in hospital on my own. I lost it. Just you start crying. You lose it. You just you want it to be over.
Yeah.
Do they have anything in place in hospital to help you work through that? Or is it pretty much like...
No, look... Royal Perth's pretty good. That's what they deal with,
I
guess. And they do have a social worker in there, but I don't know.
Is there something better they could provide, or something? Is there a gap in the market there that you've found?
Well, they have.
I don't mean for a business. I just mean like...
No,
there's a good ketamine market
there. They have like a care dog. They have some dogs come around, but I'll tell you what, the dogs I've had in my life are a lot more friendly. This dog was... shitting itself.
Well, because he's dealing with fucked up cunts every day. Your dog reflects your energy. You've got everyone like, the dog's like, oh my God, humans are fucked. This guy's got no leg. This guy's fucked his face. This guy's got a burn.
Yeah.
It's like, the dog's like in purgatory, bro.
It's that, you know what it is? It's the camel. What's that camel?
Which
Thinks
one?
everywhere it goes. It's
the Judas camel.
Yeah, the Judas camel.
Yeah.
So that Judas camel where all the other
Poor
camels
dog
died
gets
wherever it
no
went.
normal humans.
Yes.
All he's picking up is everyone feeling bad for himself. And he's
Like, what's wrong with me? Am I causing this?
First day of work. All right. Woo. Yeah, let's go. Whoa, hello, friend. Oh, fuck. This guy's no fun. Let's go to the next person.
But does it give you that sense of gratitude to a point? Like, obviously, you don't feel good that you've gone through that. But the fact that it could have been worse.
It has changed my whole thinking. I know I'm happy, single, and life's great, and it's not going to make me change too much, but people need people.
Yeah.
I've really discovered that. Whether it's for... I don't want to go through this again. You don't need people just for this, but you need people for the great times as well. And they're the things you want to share, but as much you need it for the bad times.
Yeah.
So it has kind of said to me, maybe let's maybe put a bit more energy into the side of perhaps finding that person one day and be more open to it.
Yeah.
And instead of just going through life like I am. Sometimes I have a question, do I want to mess up my happiness?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you because it's those small time, but you don't want a partner just because you've gone through that and you've had 2 or 3 bad days where you're like, I wish someone was here. Because from what you said, you got a fuckload of good mates that have come around and supported you.
Yeah. I've 2 of them in particular, and they'll know who they are if they ever listen to this. They've been by my side 98% of the time.
Yeah.
It's great.
I love that strategy. If there was 10 friends, you just don't name them. They're like, and they're all thinking, that was me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's really, and I could never ever return, and it's not about returning the favour, but you just know that if they were ever in the same situation, or the people that are close to you, you'd really do it. But another interesting fact, going back to what it was like in hospital, is so I was in a room of 4 for the last couple of weeks, and I had all kinds of rooms with that skin thing. I had to be in a hot room on my own to keep the blood dilated, so the blood flow would keep the skin flap alive and all kinds of things. But the last one, they just wheel someone in, another guy, same as me, extra arm, extra leg broken, all motorbikes. Next door to me, he was going to maybe lose his foot, and it's just trauma after trauma after trauma. And you kind of say to these guys, you build a small relationship. We're all fighting our own battles, but when the day comes that you go, or you might wake up or come back, I've been outside in my wheelchair or whatever, and you come back, that person's gone. They've gone to the next stage, to rehab or whatever, but I was the same. The day come, they say, right, you can go home. It just happens like that. And you're like, right, get me the hell out of here. And you pack up and you don't walk out. I rolled out in my wheelchair and I didn't say see you there. One of them was off getting something done and another guy was asleep, and I just went. I didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't care about them.
Yeah. Well, they might think you're dead.
Well, it's a funny thing. And the people that were coming and going were the same towards me. We're all in there fighting our own battles, and we just didn't.
Because you got such a monumental thing, but in war and stuff, when people are going through it together, the thing they say is that camaraderie helps.
Yeah.
Like the fact that everyone just gives a fuck about themselves.
Yeah. Well, in this situation, it was such a transient environment.
Yeah.
People coming and going all the time with different array of problems. And you don't want to.
Stick your beak in?
Yeah. Hear about that. There was a guy across me. He hit an emu. And he forgot his own name. Poor guy's mind had gone on him.
Fuck.
On a motorbike, hit an emu.
Jesus.
Another young bloke, car pulled out in front of him. An older guy next to me, car pulled out in front of
All
him.
motorbikes.
All motorbikes.
Is it like the motorbike section, or is that just...
Don't know, actually. It seemed to be... I don't know if they grouped us together.
Well, I'd suggest motorbikes provide the least amount of protection.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be most fucked up.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
so much risk, eh?
So, you feel a bit disconnected in hospital on that regard, and you are relying on the people.
What were your strategies to deal with the emotions that you had? You've spoken to someone. Is that just to have someone to listen to the...
Yeah, well, that's what I said before. I have reached out to a professional help now to go and talk to them. And when you get involved in that stuff, I think, like I've never really done it before, but you got to have someone. That's why your mates, your really close mates, are the best ones because they know you.
Yeah.
You go off and try and get an appointment with somebody and
Yeah.
you got no connection.
Yeah.
But I've found someone that's on a quite good level
Yeah.
with me, and we just have a good old chat.
And
That's
they've
what
got the
it's all
skills
about.
because, like, your mates go, fuck me, you'll be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a beer.
Yeah.
Have a bush chook. Don't say bush chook, can't hit an emu. Fucking,
Yeah,
you're just
yeah. 100%.
you're just trying to...
And I haven't had a drop of alcohol since the day before, those 2 glasses of wine.
since an hour before the ride.
But it's all about, I'm trying to eat clean, no sugar, I want to give my body the best chance to repair and I want to get back to where I was because I love where that was. What my new me will be in 8, 9, 10 months' time, I don't know, but you'll deal with it then, right?
Yeah. I mean,
There's people that are listening, he's hobbling around on a crutch at the moment and it's pretty limited movement.
Yeah.
But it'll all come.
Yeah.
As long as it's all repaired and the bone will be stronger. They know that for a fact. When you break a bone, it heals stronger.
Yeah.
It's just the skin's going to be real sore and fucking...
Well, there was a bit of excess there when it's the way it is, and they can said after about 12 months I can go in for a nip and tuck because the extra bit of skin there, it looks a bit
You need to do that for your foreskin, don't you?
Yeah, and like I say, stitch it into your arm and then you'll be just able to go
rub,
like that.
Big rubber man. Talk about cellulite. But I mean, I can't imagine. Only with these little cuts, like 2 or 3 inches long, the pain of the actually touching the scar for a few weeks after they'd really healed, that was actually pretty. It still hurts to touch this one.
Wow.
And that's only how long's that? 3 inches? 6 inches, Delby?
I was going to say, to me, 3, 6.
That's only like 3 inches. Hurts to touch.
How long ago?
Oh, that's
years.
No.
Oh.
6 months ago.
Oh,
or
okay.
Like that. But so I can't imagine what's that? That looks like 20 fucking inches long. Those scars on your legs.
Yeah, that. Well, especially
Is it still
my
sore?
good leg.
Yeah, do
like
they still
it's all
hurt?
numb. I can't feel.
Yeah.
They don't.
It'll be
they're
like that
tender,
for a little while because even that, like, it's all that weird numbing and
It's
takes,
the numbing, but like it's quite
it slowly comes back. You need to massage it. You need to fucking rub that oil
they were
shit
saying
into it.
they were saying massage like again
because the gristle. I should have massaged this because now it's fucked. It's all stuck to the tendon, to the actual.
Because that's all your
knuckle
scar
cap.
tissue underneath, and you got to keep breaking that up.
Yeah, mine's fucked now.
I'm never going to be able to not see that now.
Yeah, it's my bommy knuckle.
Because I remember you've mentioned it before, and I sort of half noticed, but now looking at
camera, you'll be able to see it straight away.
Yeah, if you were looking at home, that's a fuck.
And it's like a ramp, like a full fucking.
And that's the thing I try to remind myself. We've all got something to some level.
Yeah.
Everyone does. I can't sit here and complain.
No, but it's a good story.
I was actually like,
I'm done. I've got
Makes
enough
good
story.
content. Yeah.
I was jogging around the lake the other day. I had a bad week last week. Not bad week. Like I had a few things going on. Like they're out of my control, and it was starting. I was just not in a good mood to go for a run like I like to do. And I was like, oh fuck this! Like why? Like this is getting annoying. And then I seen an ambulance go past, and it's interesting that it's your situation we're talking about today, but I seen an ambulance go past, sirens on, and I'm like, fuck, someone's in trouble. And I went, and it was an instant like, fuck, could be way worse. I'm jogging around a lake.
Yeah.
I feel good. Like everything's actually pretty good. This little problem's going to pass. Fuck, bit of context, bit of gratitude for what I actually have, which is my health.
And that's what I think a lot of people, and even I try to do it now, it's just if you can sit down and you sit down comfortable and you can stand up and walk away, gratitude is amazing because...
That pain that you were going through for years, like with your back, you just get that gratitude of just like when you feel okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Being able to sit or stand pain-free is like magic.
How incredible is it when you can start to do that?
Yeah. And to have... Like in the future, I believe, and we all take something from everything, but nothing will ever be a problem, ever again. Like even when it comes to facing something's broken, not on your body, but your car or whatever. I don't know. You're in a situation. It's like,
wheel
nut. You lose your wheel nut. It's like, we'll get out of this.
Yeah.
And look, everything that I've ever done, I think has prepared me for this.
Mm-hmm.
The world journey on the bike, racing the Dakar, my mindset. Unfortunately, I think we do get. It's a nature of how I live my life, but we get thrown problems that we can handle.
Do you think prior to all this, you were just do you have that appreciation for how good your life was, or were you just going through the motions? You reckon?
No, I really was before this. People would say, "How's life?" And I just would say, "I'm so happy."
Yeah.
I'm so I work now in a place. I was working in a place where I'd worked for a year years ago, and I hated it. And I went away from it for a couple of years after flying. I went and flew choppers, then I come back to it, and the place didn't change. My attitude changed, and I loved the place where I work. So I love work. The place didn't change, but I went back with a new. It's like right, I'd scratch that itch of wanting to fly helicopters.
Yeah.
Done it, loved it. No money, wasn't quite for me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do it in the future. But then I went back to working what I do, fixing stuff, and I thought, well, this is what I will do until I'm...
Because maybe the perspective of you'd always wanted your chopper license and you felt your job was holding you back. And then when you went and actually did it, you're like, oh, actually...
Exactly.
No, I really enjoy that. I was just being a fucking brat.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
So I went back to it and I love it. And it shines in every way. It shines in my attitude at work. It shines in... And they've been great towards this. They're like, you take as long as you want. There's always a position waiting for you. You're well valued.
Is this fixing trains without a degree? or is that a different country?
That was in the UK, different country, different jurisdiction.
So with most near-death experiences, a lot of people take something from it. They have a new outlook on life. Is that your one that you alluded to before, connection and finding people?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I've always loved people. I've always said out of all the amazing things I've seen and done, the most interesting thing are always people. You've got a different story, but... It is now being able to share stuff with people, I think. And my friends and the people I know, I get that. Do I need a relationship? I'm not sure. Who knows? But I am open to the idea.
Yeah.
A lot more than I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can close yourself and protect yourself.
Yes.
Because you have this idea of what your ideal life is, and then you end up opening up, and it's like, oh fuck, this is actually way better.
Well, I saw a stat: 1 in 4 people remain single forever.
Yeah, you shared that this morning.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So 1 in 4 people will be single forever. I messaged that to Wolfie. His response was pretty funny.
Fuck Wolfie. I'm loving Wolfie at the moment. He seems he's got like
he goes, who cares, man? Double the love, double your problems. Yes, I'm staying single forever. It's so much better. 10% loneliness versus 5% more frustration. No, versus 50% more frustration. It's a net loss always. You just end up with a companion. Might as well get a dog and eventually buy an AI sex robot.
That cunt's a genius,
He's
man.
so
That's got to
good.
be his next reel.
That's just
he's got to just say it. Fuck getting a partner.
That's just a riff, and it's better than anything I've ever written, man. It's so frustrating.
That man is a fucking genius.
He is. He's so much, right?
Oh fuck.
But it's one of those things, man. Like maybe you're open to having a partner, but Wolfie's got some. He's actually got a little bit of fact there. If you're with someone that just pisses you off and you're happier on your own,
it's pointless.
Yeah.
No, don't worry. When if it comes to this, it's got to be someone that ticks.
Yeah.
And if I don't find that, I'm not going to settle for anything.
Yeah.
And hey, I'm not perfect, of course.
Yeah.
But
because I think maybe
I've got no time for any issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've already had that.
Enough of that. Yeah.
You've done your journey there.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
I think maybe it's partly Western society or even society in general. They try to convince you that that's how it is, like that's what happiness is, and maybe there's a different way to get it.
Agree.
You know, because you look at the people in the nursing homes from my mum working in it. She reckons they all fuck big orgies in there, bro.
Yeah.
Like, where everyone's hooking up with everyone.
Really?
Like not actual orgies, but like
yeah.
Everyone's fucking, like there's hell flourishing shit. Because let's be honest, man. 70 plus, you all look pretty similar. So the future's not all.
Y'all look alike.
I might retire early.
Yeah.
But
but the connection doesn't have to be with a partner.
Yeah.
It could be like mates.
Yeah. No, well, that's the point.
Like the people you meet, like the people you meet at the coffee shop and have a chat with.
And that's where I'm getting it from. So one of my best friends is actually a female. And purely just the...
Is that the lady that I met? That you did date night comedy with, where you matched?
Oh, yeah. So she's one of the ones that's been by my side throughout this whole thing.
Awesome.
That's great.
And she's just moved to Brisbane took a new job, took a
Fuck, you stressed her out.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
The connection we have as friends is just out of this world, and I get everything that I need in life from my friends, except for
Yeah.
And I think we lose a lot of that connection because of phones.
Yeah, we do.
And, you know, like I've fallen back into the trap myself, got my phone out at a coffee shop and I won't talk to the people around. And I started doing that for a couple of months where I just left the phone at home when I went to the coffee shop. And because it's a community of people, like there's 10, 15 people. We all know each other. We all have a quick little yarn. But falling back into that phone, just scroll through instead of, leave it at home. Because those connections, whether or not it's a fucking partner at home, your parents, your brothers, your family, whatever, just fucking mates, whatever, you need to be present with them.
Yeah,
and
totally
that is
agree.
a great way to connect.
And I've found that with now that I've got the crutch, I don't carry the phone. Or it's in my pocket. And it's too hard to pull out. So, and I'm having conversations. There's a crutch, and people go, "Oh, are you okay?"
Most people's phones is a crutch. That's quite ironic.
Yes, that's right. And people, I'm having conversations with complete strangers.
How did you find it this morning? Because you forgot your phone.
Yeah.
Was it nice or scary?
It was weird. Just by chance, I left my phone at home today, and I was driving, and I was like, "Do I do a U-turn just to go get my phone?" I was like, "No, fuck it, I'll just go."
Because I sent you a heap of like reels and stuff, and I was like, "He's not seeing them.
Yeah.
What is it? I need some validation."
It was frustrating because I take a photo of stuff in the paper for my quiz.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know. It
More
felt
efficient?
weird. It felt weird.
Yeah, naked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my mates that have been in jail, they say that's the one thing they forget. Like after the first week or two, they're going to pull. They go to pull their phone out and it's not there.
Wow.
You know, and they're like, "Fuck, that was real weird." But then after so long, when they come out, they're like, "That's when it gets a bit weird because it's
imagine the connections you make in a jail.
And some of them may or may not have had phones in jail, but I am unsure.
Allegedly. But imagine the connections you'd make, like in a jail where you don't have access to a phone.
Yeah, well, that's where all the games and stuff, but that's where all the fucking all the politics come in. And
I'm thinking of actually ridding my phone of all my social media and just putting it on the desktop. As an idea. I don't know how well that goes. Because
the government can sort that for you. Are you over 16?
Yeah, fuck. But yeah, I'm thinking of doing it. I don't know how practical it is, but...
What I like the idea, and I get it totally, but unfortunately, it'd be great if we could have a shift, and that'll never happen. It'd be great if a lot of people could do it. Because like you say, you go to these coffee shops or wherever, and no one says...
Well, he was going to...
I don't really like talking to strangers sometimes, like...
No.
If I'm on a public transport, fucking don't talk to me.
Especially if you're coming from bloody Rockingham.
Yeah.
But more so, these people like I'm talking about, I talk to them all the time. You know, you get to know them over. Like we all go to the same coffee shop every morning for the last 4 years, so you all know each other. But yeah, maybe not random strangers on the trail.
The thing that frustrates me the most that I wish clubs would implement or just concerts, fucking going to a concert and everyone's phone is up. Like, what are you doing? You're fucking viewing the concert through. No one has ever gone, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look back on that thing I filmed and put on my story 6 years ago. Yeah. Never. Mate. Just fucking blanket ban. If I was a big famous band, I'd say we're not performing until your phones are away.
I totally agree.
Someone does that specifically, I think.
Ali G. Sacha Baron Cohen.
Does he?
No.
You have to put your phone in a lockbox.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think a lot of the big comedians do that now anyway because they don't want their material for
those parties I used to go to. You just phone at the front door.
P-Diddy parties?
But music, I think it was Dave Grohl.
Really?
He pointed someone out. He's like, put your phone down. Fucking listen. Or was it him? It was someone like that. And they said, put your phone down and fucking, we're all listening. Yeah. This is a song where it's just for the crowd. This is us. This is all of these 30,000 people experiencing one moment together. Put your fucking phone away and be here.
No one gives a fuck. Like, if you're at a concert, someone go, oh, sick. The only time that's good is if you're at the same concert and you're like, oh, where are you?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm guilty of it. I'm like, oh, cool. Everyone, look, I'm at this concert. Like, yeah, I'm guilty of it as well. I get it. But I've definitely been myself more conscious of not filming 48 songs. Maybe I'll take a photo of one song or video one song. The rest I'm just...
I didn't put fucking anything up in Ibiza, bro. I put up like a couple of photos and that was it.
Yeah.
But I hated it. I hated Ibiza as fuck. Like, standing there, shoulder to shoulder, everyone's just like that for Fisher. I'm like...
I shared you that video, didn't I?
Yeah, I've seen.
Of
Like, as soon as I went to Ibiza, it was like the difference between 90s.
Yeah,
and
whereas
now.
remember
Everyone's
the
just-
days we'd go to parties and everyone's just jumping and partying and having a great time.
It's fucked,
Whereas
bro.
now everyone is just...
Well, there was that video.
There should be a law against it.
Oh, there was a video
there
the other
shouldn't be a
day.
law. We don't want overreach. But
Yeah, there was a video the other day of it was like a Pearl Jam concert only a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, that genre of people, I guess it's a bit older now because Pearl Jam's not as popular. No one was phones.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is a generation thing.
yeah.
I know there are people who will play, video certain songs at those sorts of concerts, but there was I think it was a few weeks ago over in Sydney
would
or
have been.
wherever they
should just
were.
do it here.
Oh, side note, Grace, never heard of Pearl Jam.
Oh,
Oh.
how old is she?
Where are you? In the bin, mate. Sorry, Grace.
Oh, you got some groveling to do.
And also, actually, I'm going to bring this up. Yep, Grace, I'm going to talk about this. I said you
I
wouldn't.
still haven't met her.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll sort that out somehow.
I don't even think she's real, guys.
I said to her,
AI.
you wouldn't read about it.
It's a sex robot.
She's on
I said to her
charge.
this morning, I sent her a text about something. I said, you wouldn't read about it. And she's like, wouldn't read about it. Never heard the expression.
Where's she live?
She doesn't exist, mate. It's a fake
I
thing.
said to someone the other day, that'll be a barrel of laughs.
Yeah.
Didn't have a clue.
What the fuck? How could you have laughs in the barrel? Laughs are from the belly, not the barrel.
Sorry, Grace, you're very nice. You're all good. Yeah. But yeah. But yeah, that is right. You be more present without those phones. Just seems to be. I'd like to.
It really actually frustrates. It makes my blood boil, man. I really get angry when I'm at anywhere out and people are just like that. I start having a go at them, mate. But not having a go. I'm like, oh, that's cool. When are you going to watch that back?
Yeah.
Oh, let's all take photos.
Do you like when you go through your phone, you look back and you're like, why did I film that thing or that in particular thing? You've got it. I'm not going to go back and look at this video I took of Scotty doing that. What's it there for?
I got some from Geordie just because it's cute as
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah, but there's some specific memories. You go, right, yes,
Yeah.
if someone can get a photo or if I can video that this is good, like you're caught between that, oh, this is such a big moment, I need to remember it. Like, oh, she's riding a bike for the first time. Oh, should I be present? Oh, should I film it so I can see it? I don't know. Like, you get stuck in those things, but it is. Be present. It's there forever.
There is being present, but then imagine when she's older and she's got kids and say, oh, this is when I first rode a bike. That would be something.
It's a whole new. It's almost like the old photo album is now just digitalized.
Well, that's the point. We used to once every
pull it out.
Yeah.
We got the home videos that we moved from VCR to DVD,
which was more because you deliberately had to do that and you go through it. And it's the same photos, but you go, oh, I remember that. Once a year, that photos had come out. Whereas now you don't rip your phone out and flick through.
Nah.
Yeah, that's lost, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
It's just an online baby album almost. Like online life album.
Well, I stuffed up with a couple of plugs today. I didn't plug them in.
Yeah, your
So
butt.
both the batteries just got exhausted. I plugged them back in. But
Well, maybe that's
that
a
might be a
natural-
good way to finish up. Is there anything you want to say before we finish up? Any messages you want to send out there?
Oh, no, just gratitude's a big one, right? I've learned a lot out of this, and just everyone be humble and appreciate what you've got, and if you can walk around and move freely and don't stress the big things. Just don't.
All the small things.
Yeah, all the small things.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Don't stress at all.
Don't stress. If you're not going to jail or you're not in hospital or I don't know.
And if you are, well, unlucky.
If you are, just don't take your phone.
Yeah, at
So
least
you
it's
don't
not
use it.
Guantanamo Bay. Can always be worse.
Yeah, always.
Could be in Gaza.
Thanks for coming in, and it's good to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's another thing I think. It is good to those who are closest to you. It's good to talk about things.
Yeah.
People mightn't give you answers, but it's
At
just
least you're
good
getting it out.
Getting it out
Instead of holding it
and they'll
in
just
like
listen
a fucking
and-
growth.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think a lot of people will get a lot out of that episode regardless, and you're very easy to listen to. People love to listen to you, so thanks for coming on. Anything you want to plug, Delby?
What day is it?
It's
Third.
Tuesday.
Just the run and Patreon, I guess. Jump on board and keep an eye out for a new pod I'm going to start. Maybe, I don't know if it's called the Naughty Corner or not. I just want to get my teacher stories out there.
I love it.
Give me a personal follow at Daniel Delby.
Nothing. Just if you listen to today or tonight or tomorrow or this Saturday on the 7th, we're doing the charity run, 40 miles.
40 kilometres.
40 kilometres pint to pint.
Let's
expect to see
maybe
you
plug
there.
it another time without Al just sitting there going, oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Yeah, just rubbing it in. Yeah, so...
That is a goal to run again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's where I'm at. I want to.
Has it been chucked up there as a you can run again with time?
Surgeons are very. They keep expectations very low.
Yeah.
Physios and OTs and stuff keep them very high.
Yeah.
But I've got loads of mates with tibia nails, pins in their leg. They run. So that's my goal, to get to a point where I can get back running again. Not that I'm an avid runner, but I was doing it 3 or 4 times a week, just a bit of fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Podcasting.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Thanks
Cool.
for coming on. Really appreciate it. Hey, Root.
Peace.